Wings of Redemption, aka Geordie Jordan, is a content creator on YouTube, and he's been making content for many years. He is known to be a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, homophobic, a scammer, an individual who wants to lower the age of consent to 12, having a massive ego, a backstabber, and much more. In this video, I want to cover the racist acts Wings has done throughout his career. To start off with a simple example, he's been using the N-word since the very start of his YouTube career, in various different ways, such as using it casually or when he rages. In my opinion, it appears he is very comfortable using that word. A very damning example of Wings' racism is a video he once made about why he loves racists. Nowadays, he will tell his audience that the video was about how open racists are less dangerous than closeted ones. However, Wings is leaving out a lot of context in that video. For instance, in that video, he says he likes racists. Racism doesn't bother him, and he doesn't feel uncomfortable around them. From my point of view, if he wanted the video to be about how dangerous closeted racists are, he didn't get the message across. Instead, the video comes off as Wayne's approving racists, openly liking them, and he has no problem with them. Next case, he once said that he is a racist to a point, and then proceeded to say the F swear word followed by the N word. That's it. Honestly, this is quite disgusting. On to the next example. He once went on a rant talking about how he started hating black people because they never gave him tips when he was a delivery driver. We have to break this down because it is truly quite vile, and it really tells you about who Wings is as a person. Tips are not mandatory. Sometimes people who enjoy a service will give a tip. Regardless if you get a tip or not, you still get paid for the job. So, this is quite telling of who Wings is because he mentions black people. Does he not understand that they live under a system that works against them in every step of the way? Maybe due to having a different financial situation, they can't give a tip? Again, tips are not mandatory. No, Wings say they never gave him tips because they're black. That way of thinking is vile and gross. Plus, it's safe to assume there were white people who didn't tip. But of course, Wings doesn't mention them, because only if they were black did it bother him. Moving on to the next example, he once compared a black individual to Harambe. If you don't know, Harambe is a lowland gorilla. This is really bad, because it is extremely racist to compare a person of color to species such as monkeys, apes, or gorillas. It is extremely disgusting and racist to say that. Wings could have said anything else, but he chose to use racism. He said it so casually as well. Again, this is so telling of who he is. He's a racist, and he feels comfortable being one. The next example is the quote-unquote racist jokes he's made throughout the years, such as mocking how people of color speak. I don't know how that is a joke. Where's the joke? That's not funny. That's just hateful. One time, Wings laughed at the Black Lives Matter movement. That's it. When he sees their logo or a statement, it makes him laugh. Yeah, Wings, just laugh at a serious movement. A hella important movement. The movement is just a joke to Wings. He finds it funny. Then there was the time when he had a dog that was named the N-word. Wow. Just wow. Even though he has stated that he isn't a racist, he still proceeded to use the N-word because that was the dog's name. He didn't think to give it another name. More likely, he didn't see an issue with it. Last but not least, he once harassed a black woman by saying her KKK messages and by mocking her weight. He openly talked about this on the PKA podcast and calling it quote-unquote trolling. Firstly, the irony that Wings would mock someone's weight. Wings, you shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house. You are an individual who has a large body figure. Body shaming isn't cool. You clearly get upset when others mock your weight, so why do it? Oh wait, is it because they're black? Wings of Redemption is so gross. Secondly, he never went after a white woman, because he wouldn't dare harass a white woman. Wings, he just targets black people. Disgusting. This is pure racism. Those are the many examples of Wings being a racist. Remember, those are the ones caught on camera. Who knows how racist he is when the camera is off? Now, it needs to be mentioned that when people bring up the racist acts Wings has done, he falls back on two defenses, more like excuses, honestly. They don't hold up. The first excuse he has is that it was all shock humour. He said many vile, distasteful and disgusting stuff to get a reaction from the viewers. This doesn't apply to Wings because there is no joke, there is no setup, there is no punchline. When you look at clips of racism Wings has acted in, he sounds genuine, like he's in a normal conversation. There is no attempt of Wings saying, no, it's only a joke. A good example of someone who does shock humour and shock content in general is David Firth. He is well known for making salad fingers and other shocking/gross content. The difference between David Firth's work and Wings is that it's clear from the get-go that his work is art. He wants to make art that has a message, unlike Wings, who just uses the excuse of shock humour, but all he does is display his racism. In my opinion, even if he did say they were all jokes when he said those stuff, I wouldn't believe him. He is so vile and hateful. In addition, he keeps getting caught being racist. Is that shock humour too? I doubt it. The second excuse he uses is that he was young and dumb. He was young and he did some dumb stuff, but he's changed now. That also doesn't hold up. Firstly, he keeps on being a racist. Since he started on YouTube to his pity live streams, he has been caught being a racist again and again and again. I don't think Wings has changed. Secondly, Wings is misleading his audience when he says young and dumb. He wants you to believe he was a teenager, a young rebel. Nope. When he started becoming a YouTuber, he was 23. He wasn't a young teenager. He was an adult who should have known better. I am someone who believes in change. I think people can become better. Let's believe Wings for the sake of argument. He's much older now, and he still gets caught being a racist. Are you still young and dumb, Wings? His defenses are weak. They crumble. They do not hold up. Now, to conclude this video, we must ask, will Wings of Redemption change? Will he reform? My answer? I don't think so. He keeps on getting caught being a racist. You could even describe it as a schedule. Give it some time and oh, it's that time again. Wings is gonna be a racist again. In addition, there's way more controversies he's been in, such as arguing to lower the age of consent to 12, scamming his viewers for money, being a sexist, being homophobic, and so much more. I could make more videos on Wings. I mean it. So when I ask myself, does his actions display change or someone reforming? My answer is no. Wings of Redemption is a racist to the bone. Now, I don't want this video to end on a bad note. I'm going to link the Black Lives Matter website. I encourage you to go to the site and learn more on how to combat racism and support black causes. Racism is not okay, and it must be fought every step of the way. People like Wings of Redemption are hateful, and we must never let his kind win. This has been Marceline. See ya.